Good morning. Good morning. I hope that you all are doing well. My name is Rashida Convey Miller. My pronouns are she, her, and temptress. I am so blessed and so excited to have the stamina to do this one more time. Um, I'm very, I'm feeling very inspired by this idea of just giving us an opportunity and a space to connect in the mornings and starting our day off here. I told you all yesterday that I am teaching a live online class this coming Sunday. So, regardless of wherever you are in the world, you can join us for class, and it'll be this coming Sunday. When you purchase your tickets before Wednesday, you get a discount of $50. And if you purchase after, you'll just pay the full price, and then you'll get the recording to the class as well. But I'd love to have you join me. So the link is in my bio. Go check that out. It's really an opportunity to kind of level set whether you're a new or returning member to the Messy Movement practice. It's an opportunity to refresh, to learn new tools, and to really cultivate a way to sit with the body and process what's coming up with the body using sensual movement as our guiding tool and our healing practice. Um, and yesterday we started with a little bit of breath work, and I'd love to just revisit that and then maybe take us into one or two movements that you can use today, even while you're at work, to be able to just stay connected to the body, stay grounded, and to tap into the energy of your sensual self. So let's go ahead and start. And I want you to go ahead and connect your chin to your chest. Remember, whenever we're connecting our chin to our chest, we're always pulling up through the spine, really feeling that little string, the ballet string that we talk about. You're pulling up through the center of the body and letting that string really take your body all the way up. So you want to have a nice straight spine as much as your body will allow for you to today, and use that energy in that direction to pull you up, and then pull the neck over on top of it so that you don't cut off your breathing. And as you're right here, I want you to just take 3 full deep breaths in and just relax the jaw. No sound, no expression, just an inhale and exhale. Take a deep breath in, 2, 3, 4, and exhale. 2, 3, 4, and inhale in, 2, 3, 4, exhale, and inhale, 3, 4, and exhale. And take a deep breath in this time. And I want you to go to that little kid resting breath, that and take a deep breath in and just let it go. Like, I am done. A reminder of putting down whatever you said you were putting down this week. So inhale in and exhale. And going into that next breath, I want you to take a deep inhale in, and I want you to exhale like you are letting the heaviest burden ever off of your chest. Inhale in and exhale. Now, you might have to find some privacy at work to do this today, because you don't want your coworkers to think that you get sick of them. Inhale in and exhale. All right, go ahead and pull that spine up again. Connect that chin to the chest. And I want you to slowly start to bring your neck around into a circle. We did this yesterday. And again, I want you to think about elongating, pulling upwards, and then moving the neck, as opposed to just like kind of crushing down. I want you to have as much of your breathing pathway as possible, because we don't have to go so fast in this movement. We can really slow it down, connecting ear to shoulder, chin to chest, and feeling where the back starts to loosen up. the more you give yourself space in this particular movement. Keep breathing. And shift directions. Let's try 3 on the opposite side. Yeah, I feel a really strong pull right here as I cross over. And it's almost like my back just wants to massage right there. I'm going to keep a hold of that for the day. And just when I feel that discomfort or when I need a shift, just remember to come back to that. Remember, again, pulling all the way up, straight spine, then tilting the head over. I want you to go ahead and take a lean to the side. So you're taking your right arm off to the side. And I just want you to bring the opposite arm over top. You're going to feel a really nice elongation right along the rib cage. Keep breathing. Lean and stretch into that as much as it feels comfortable for you. Take a really deep breath here and feel that openness, and switch sides when you're ready. And deep breath in and pull all the way over. Again, you're going to feel that stretch right along your rib cage here. And slowly come up. And if you feel comfortable, go ahead and place your hands on top of your head and pull the head down. Breathe. And exhale. And let those hands come down. Roll the shoulders back. I love to start our classes off a little bit slower. So this is something that you'll get to learn about my coaching style as you engage the messy movement practice. I love for you to have an opportunity to slow down and kind of shift from the energy that we are, constantly operating in just to survive in our day-to-day life. And having that opportunity to slow down, having that opportunity to shift out of the constant rush allows for you to, one, tap into, what's even happening with your body and what your body needs in that moment. And sometimes, you think about a dance class and you're like, oh, I got to go hard. I got to nail the steps. I got to do this. I got to do that. And while there is a place for that, right? Like, I think there's something beautiful about being able to go to a technique class, being able to go to a performance-based class and really discipline yourself and being able to nail those movements. There's also a space that we need to understand about dance and movement that has nothing to do with like fixing like a problem in the sense of like you don't have enough discipline or you didn't nail that step correctly, right? But using dance and movement as a place to restore and to regain clarity, to regain strength, to regain a sense of hope, a sense of peace, because of the way in which the movement shifts the energy in our body, shifts the chemicals in our body. All of it, becomes beneficial in ways that are, beyond just like kind of like having discipline and being able to get to a particular step or a particular point. But, when we're thinking about slowing down and having awareness and trying to make that space in our life, it can be really hard. Like we talked about, when things are a little bit chaotic, or you've got a lot going on, or there's something happening in your family and you feel like other things need your attention and need your focus more urgently than your self-care. And it can, feel really cliche. You got to make time for yourself. And if you don't make time for yourself, then, what I mean, what are you going to do? But, in all honesty, we just have to continue to remember that the people who've come before us have also survived, many, many years going without, and being really creative about the ways in which they found opportunities to pour into themselves. And so it may not always look like, what we're doing right now, but, in terms of what self-care looks like, or in terms of what, embodying your, divine energy looks like. But as, all things with time, practices change, people change, we get access to new tools, new information. And so, I think we just have to continue to be very gentle with ourselves as we're learning ways to come back into a consistent practice of, slowing down or rest, or, finding space for self-care. And also remember that we have been extremely resilient without this knowledge. So we're not coming from zero. We're coming from, a different place that didn't necessarily prioritize that care, but it wasn't that it didn't exist, right? You just had to look a little bit harder for it, right? And in looking a little bit harder for it, we see some of the things that are some of the practices, like in our grandmothers and our mothers and our aunts, that are reflective of, some of the more grand or expressive practices that we know to be beneficial today when it comes to self-care. And so, we really want to think about this idea of building a muscle memory for that type of care, building more of a reason to go to it, and a reason for our bodies to trust that there is safety, that there's replenishment, that there's restoration in that space. And until, the body's not just going to know that after one class. It's not going to know that after one coaching session. It's not going to know that after you did a 30-day practice. Like, it's something that we have to continuously and consistently pour into in order for that muscle to, sustain over lifetime. So one of the things we talked about in the Messy Movement blog, Messy Movement Monday blog yesterday, was this idea of, when my mom originally got sick at the top of the pandemic, she had a stroke and a heart attack while she was at home by herself in Chicago, and we were all the way on the West Coast. And when we got the call, we left to plane home that night. And, we got to Mama, and one of the first things that I did when they were taking her for some testing was I dropped into a 5-minute messy movement practice. And I actually wrote a little bit about that in my book, A Return to Pleasure, which you can grab on Amazon. And also the class that I'm leading this Sunday, we're going to tap into a return to pleasure for some of our curriculum. There's some great exercises in here that I think would be really, really beneficial for those of you who are starting your journey, returning to the journey of messy movement, and also wanting to find a space where you can reclaim your energy around your sexuality, your erotic self, your sensual self, as something that's integral to you versus optional. So I'm going to read a few from this, and we're going to call it a day. So I hope that you all enjoyed our practice today. And again, join me this coming Sunday for our live class. It's online, so you can join us from anywhere in the world. And when you grab your ticket before Wednesday, you'll get a nice discount, $50. After that, you'll have that and then the recording. But the link for that information is in my bio. So here we go. What does it look like to be devoted to pleasure in the life that you have right now? In the Messy Movement Lab, we're sitting with the question of how to stay devoted to pleasure in the midst of chaos or uncertainty. After Mama was suddenly rushed to the ER, the intensity of change created an immense amount of chaos. navigating the airlines in the midst of the pandemic, navigating hospitals in the midst of the pandemic, planning for new healthcare options to best support my mom. To say it's been a lot is whew. One of my saving graces in the midst of the navigating this process with mom has been remembering that I am important too. Oftentimes, when we have been positioned or take on the role to be caretaker or health advocate for a loved one, the primary focus becomes their needs 24/7. We want to make sure they have the best. We want them to know that we are right there, but we also must remember to step away so that we can have time to replenish ourselves from the output. Replenishing in the midst of an unplanned emergency travel meant booking a hotel room, long hot steam showers, managing care at a distance, getting some of my favorite foods, and most importantly, my messy movement practice. When I gave myself the opportunity to choose my pleasure, even when I was uncertain in the moment, experiencing doubt, grief, fear, or worry, the moment my body reconnected to that energy source, I felt instant relief. I'm grateful I did, because I would not have survived this past month without a full emotional meltdown had I not left something in the tank just for me. We've been conditioned to believe that saving something for ourselves is selfish, that feeling good when others aren't is betrayal. But what I want you to remember is that our pleasure is a fuel, not a reward. We are tapping into feeling good to bring more clarity. We are tapping into feeling good to bring more ease. We are tapping into feeling good to show up with more grace, more joy, and more love for those that we care about. Self-care isn't always easy, but it is necessary. Prioritizing yourself is hard work. It's doing the hard work of rewiring the way we have learned to revere ourselves or not. Remembering that the vessel that provides the care is just as important as the care that is provided. I hope you all enjoyed that mini reading from my book, A Return to Pleasure. Again, it's available on my website and on Amazon. And I would love to have you all join me this Sunday for our live online class. And if you can't join us live, you can also just grab the recording. There's an option for that as well. And I'm looking forward to seeing y'all soon. Thanks for joining me today, you all. Bye.